and welcome back to our exclusive coverage of Dell at CES here in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Savannah Peterson. Very excited to be joined by one of my favorite people to be interviewing. Jon, thanks for coming to hang out today. Busy week for you, I know.
Thanks, Savannah. Yes, it has. It has, once again, been a busy week for us. I think this was a year ago we did the same thing.
It was this time last year. One thing I have to say, and you know this is music to my ears, you can feel the focus on consumer.
Yes.
Y'all have had a lot of announcements relating to that. Very exciting. I can even feel it in the energy in the room and talking to people. Break down some of the high-level announcements for us across the business portfolio.
Yeah, no, so well said, by the way. Yeah, I'm glad that you got the message and the memo.
Yes.
Renewed commitment to consumer is exactly what we're doing here, and that's our focus. So a couple things. First of all, as I think you know, did you hear that we're bringing XPS back?
Yeah, it's all anyone's talking about, Jon. Quite the buzz. And you did that quite quickly.
Yes.
I know we had a little bit of a pivot last year. You got some feedback. Dell listens. This is definitely also a theme. And you're bringing her back, and she's more beautiful than ever. I just got to get my hands on her.
Thank you. I have to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're bringing XPS back in a big way, as you said. And it was, and we're bringing it, it's on the cover.
Right.
See that?
Right. I know. It's the first time ever you've put the logo out there, right?
That's right. I think our commitment to craftsmanship is like it's never been there before.
Would agree with that
our
too.
premium materials that we've put in here with CNC aluminum and Gorilla Glass and the really seamless lines and clean lines that we've really pulled into it. And it's thinner than lighter than it's ever been.
By a pretty significant amount. You were able to drop 1.5 pounds off the bigger version, right?
That's right. That's quite the diet.
Yeah. Are your laptops on Ozempic?
That's a good point. And also, but we've also brought to the fore what makes XPS great is the display. So it's a stunning display with the OLED, and making sure it's still with the Infinity Edge experience that you can see there. And then also the record-breaking battery life.
And you know I love a good battery life.
I know you do. I mean, you're the one that I think goes like sometimes weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
I can do a whole show on your devices, which is pretty crazy because my laptop's open, we're broadcasting, I'm looking at videos and streaming stuff and editing. And yeah, I mean, I went all of Dell Tech World with your AI PCs on a single charge. That's 4 days of live broadcast. And it's pretty impressive. I mean, there's a lot going on in the background there that allows for that optimization of the battery life. You and me love a good NPU, and I know that's making a huge difference in these machines. And to have, when we think of premium PCs historically, the first thing that comes to mind is not battery life. There's also a level of durability and ruggedness to this too, which is awesome. And I think that makes a really big difference too. I mean, to be sexy but also practical for 3 days of use, and then essentially spill-proof with that good Gorilla Glass.
I think we've really struck the balance of ensuring that we can still come through with the durability that's expected.
Yes.
But also deliver the thin and light experience.
I can't believe how much thinner you got it. I was looking at how you were. I mean, we're talking like it's probably thinner than my fingernails. It is so thin, and you've managed. It was already thin.
Yes.
But you've managed to get it even more. I mean, you're innovating in every aspect of the device, not just focused on compute.
And everything that went into this, like we didn't sacrifice anything. So we have, I mean, for example, our fans are larger but thinner.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's a cooler and quieter experience too.
Yeah.
Our camera, right? 8 megapixel camera is narrower. We have a 900 ED energy dense battery cell that we're using. That is the first to market as well. So we're using first to market innovations across the board to deliver still the premium experience that customers want and the thin and light design.
Yeah, no, it's clear. I was playing with it. I even love the little key dip that you did on the keys. Your hand feels so nice, like you're kind of tucking into the cockpit of whatever you're going to build with your rocket ship when you put your hands on that keyboard. You really can feel the difference.
Yeah, details matter.
They do.
Right, and I think we've taken literally every detail into account. It feels that way for sure. And how we brought this to market, and it's thin and light, and we have another one. I mean, Jeff actually unveiled earlier today that we're going to have yet another XPS that's going to be even thinner and lighter than the 14 and 16. We have an XPS 13 I don't know if you saw that one. That is,
It's cute. I did see it.
yeah.
Yeah, she's a cute one. Yeah.
Talk about light and cute. So,
Well,
so
like
more to
something
come
that
there.
can
So
go
we're
in a smaller bag.
continue to. I think what we're really doing is continue to push the boundaries with innovations.
Yeah.
And I think, I hope that that's what customers would take away is that we're going to stick to the core principles and core tenets of what XPS and what Dell delivers in terms of durability and support and trust. But we're also going to give you the best experience possible on these laptops. And, I think this is a great example of that.
Yeah, I think it is. XPS, obviously, impossible not to talk about your announcements without going there first. You also had a few other announcements this week. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, sure. So Consumer Week, and so gaming was a big focus as well. So I think we doubled our gaming portfolio. We certainly foretold that in terms of where we're headed there. So first of all, we answered a lot of the feedback that we've got from our customers around bring AMD to the Alienware 51.
Yeah.
We were also anti-glare OLED that we also brought to our Alienware laptops. And I think what's probably most exciting is that we're going to make Alienware available to more gamers, whether they're serious gamers or maybe more, even more casual gamers. We're going to have an entry-level gaming device later this year. We're also going to have a thin and light, very, very ultra-slim gaming laptop. I personally really like that one myself.
Yeah.
That is, I think, it is a really good balance of performance but also portability.
Yeah.
So meaning you could be a serious gamer, but you could also take it to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And do other work on it too. So it's to me it's sort of a jack of all trades Alienware device that we haven't had for some time.
No, and I'm glad you brought up that how unique in the market it is for a gaming laptop to be sleek.
Yes.
They're normally the chunky boys.
That's right.
The big chunky boys that are not necessarily the most practical for taking to go hang out with your friends even to game with them.
That's right.
There's a lot going on with that team. We did a nice deep dive. You're all going to have to check that out on the Alienware announcements and just the deep brand love for Alienware.
Yes.
It is pretty cool. Do you think that, do you hope that you can get that same kind of cult love for all the products?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I think all three brands, if you will, that we focused on today, XPS, Alienware, and Ultrasharp, are brands that I think customers feel connected to.
Yeah.
And they mean something very specific to each of them. I think XPS, Alienware, and Ultrasharp, which we haven't talked about yet, displays, each of them mean something specifically, and I think that's what we're trying to build on, right, is what that means. So with Ultrasharp, it is bar none the best displays in the marketplace. I mean, I think
this is the most, I'm just going to chime in here.
Yeah.
This is the most I have been excited for a display in my career. That 52-inch beauty over there is sexy. Y'all got to send me one.
I know you want one. I know
want
you do.
one so bad.
I know.
But I think what I'm so impressed by about it, outside of it being gorgeous anti-glare, 60% less blue light than your competitors, as an example, is the fact that it was designed with such a specific and thoughtful use case in mind. It's not just what you're seeing; it's what you can plug into it for devices. It really was made for the trader and the power trader on the floor, which is. I love when there's a good design use case story and we didn't just try and make something for everyone.
That's right. We definitely had a specific audience in mind, as you said, was financial traders. But it really is the ultimate display for any power user, I have to say.
Yeah.
Because,
no, exactly.
I mean, there's a lot. To me, I think we're going to have a lot more segments interested here, just from the reaction that we've gotten to date. Like you said, this is something that anywhere where multi displays were used before, 2 to 3 displays oftentimes. This is now a single display with even better color density than we've ever had, and it's unbelievable. And I think this is something that I think we just see in the beginning of this year. Financial traders, we already have a laundry list of customers interested, but I think this is going to take off. And I think the days of consolidating multiple monitors into one is just starting.
I think you're onto something there. I think y'all were wise to do this. And when you think of those multi-display setups, it's always like a little janky. There's a bunch of cords. There's it's a bit of a mess, and it makes so much sense to do this. When Yoon was telling me about the 52-inch, originally when I got a sneak peek that I didn't tell you all about, I was blown away by that because it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And I think to your exact point, I think you're going to have a lot of different use cases. I can't wait to tell some of those stories. Maybe at Dell Tech World, we'll have to figure out what people are doing with it.
That's a deal. Let's
I love
do
that.
it.
Yeah, we should.
I feel like we always make these these commitments, and then let's do it. 6 months.
That. Yeah, no.
Yeah, last time I said
great.
I'll bring a customer to you, and I did. Right.
You
so
did,
we'll
exactly.
do it. We'll keep doing that.
Yeah, we'll keep doing that and really learn how people are using these. What of all the announcements has you personally most excited? I realize that's probably a hard question. As I said it, I almost felt bad for asking you.
Look, I have to say, I mean, the XPS one is one that I probably am most proud of.
Yeah.
I think because really what's happened and transpired over the last year is we've seen customers raise their hands, press, analysts, that this brand matters.
Yeah.
And as some folks know, we had initially planned to retire the XPS brand, and now the fact that we're bringing it back and it's bigger than ever, and our commitment to innovation, I think it's such an exciting thing. And I think, had we not retired XPS as a brand, you wouldn't see such a commitment to the XPS brand going forward, meaning we're now putting it on the cover. It's never been on the cover before. We now have a full funnel marketing campaign around it that we hadn't had planned. We're doing things across our business, not just product-wise, but across everything we do, to ensure that we're committed to making XPS a success going forward.
Yeah, you can feel.
So that one's for me probably the tightest. I have to say that the Ultrasharp,
it's gorgeous.
52-inch 6K is pretty stunning too. So that's my second.
Yeah, I can see why. One thing that I love that this exemplifies within Dell is two things. One, that you listen. Every single one of the interviews I had today, as we go through your product portfolio, it's all based on customer feedback. Music to my ears. Y'all care about your community, and I think some people lose sight of that sometimes. And the other thing is that there's a real commitment to making sure people know how great these devices can be, and bringing folks who might not already be in the fold into the fold. Their entry-level price points.
Yes.
There are we're using language that isn't as complex as some of the lexicon that we tend to use in technologies sometimes. Right. And I think that it's a really digestible, interesting offering. What do you wish you could wave a magic wand and tell everybody about Dell?
I think what maybe is unexpected by most is that Dell is edgier than we've ever been. Mm-hmm. I think
edge pun intended.
Yeah. I didn't even actually go there. I think what we're willing to do is take more risk than we've had in some time. We're willing to be to take risk, make mistakes, but pivot fast.
Yeah.
As I think you're starting to see here more and more now. I think that's becoming more of our culture, and one that I think will benefit our customers as well. Meaning that we will push the boundaries.
Yeah.
We may not get everything perfect, but we will listen and pivot when we need to, as opposed to maybe being what some may perceive as being more conservative.
Right. I feel like there's been a real palpable shift in that department. I mean, even with the XPS decision, you were able to turn it around bigger and better than ever in less than a year.
Yes.
In hardware development cycles, this is not always a super common thing to be able to say. Talk to me just a little bit about the culture of innovation within Dell right now. It feels like you guys are, getting supercharged.
Yeah. Look, 90 days ago, the XPS 13 didn't even exist on a whiteboard.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
I mean, just to give you an example.
Impressive.
Our product cycles are usually longer than that.
All hardware is. They usually take 9 months. Used to be kind of like the fastest you could do it.
Yeah. So what we just announced with the pre-announced, really, the XPS 13, which will come later this year, is something that we took a step back and realized we were missing the opportunity to address a premium segment that was coming down from a price point perspective. We wanted to extend the XPS experience to a more accessible price point, and do that in a way that doesn't sacrifice or compromise the key tenets of the brand. So we're still going to commit to high quality premium design.
Yeah.
Right. We're still committed to, really good technology from a display perspective. We'll find other ways to bring the price point down, but we're going to make sure the experience is really good. But that's an example of taking the XPS experience and bringing it down to a more accessible price point. That's culturally not something we've done. Things typically wouldn't show up on a roadmap, that quickly.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've done that in 90 days shows you that we are willing to pivot, willing to address maybe things that we missed.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. We're human, as most companies should be, and I think hopefully that's what our customers appreciate about us more now.
Yeah, absolutely. That agility, that humanity. It's okay. And I got to give you all credit. With the XPS brand, you admitted you got it wrong.
That's right.
And that's okay. And I bet you're going to sell more XPS than ever now as a result.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
No, like I said, I don't know that we would have brought it back as big as we did had that not happened.
Yeah.
But we like to think that our learning is something that's going to, again, benefit our customers long term.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question for you. What is the coolest thing you've done with a Dell PC this year?
Well, so, I've been starting to play around with some of these models that you can run. And so I've run something called Air Gap AI.
Oh,
if you can run that. You know about this?
Yes, okay. I know a little bit. Tell the audience that they might not.
Air Gap AI, it's the ability to run a large language model, but just on your device.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is it allows you to keep your data on your laptop private.
Talk about super secure.
And if you actually want to, it's like having a chatbot, if you will, on your laptop, but none of the data is leaving your laptop.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're like myself and you travel quite a bit these days, and wireless can be a little spotty, you can still do your work. You can have essentially your own chatbot on your own device and don't have to worry about internet access. So it's just something fun that I've been playing with and using it to do marketing things, because I'm in marketing too. So looking to create new documents, blogs, and things like that. Yeah. But I can do it with the information I have, and it's not information I want accessible yet in the public domain.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point, especially about the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so AirGap AI, that's a fun one. Write Up AI is another one. Write Up is another app I've been using. Look, I've been, ultimately AI is a hybrid thing, and some use cases make more sense in the cloud, some make more sense on your device. I've been playing around with a lot of the on-device AI ones just to see what kind of experience you can get, and I think, as these become more and more powerful, you're going to see the use cases expand dramatically.
Yeah. And I can't wait to talk about all of them with you.
Customers are buying XPS today because of the great experience it gets, but they're also going to get the great benefit down the line of all these AI use cases that will come.
Oh, yeah.
They will come.
Oh, I know they will. Yes. You and I both know. Just because we're little eager beavers doesn't mean that we're wrong.
Right. That's
just means that we're early.
That's right.
Jon, thank you so much. It's always such a joy.
Savannah, as always.
Yeah.
Look forward to doing this again soon.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you in 6 months with the customer. We'll be talking about
Deal.
that. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Let's do it.
And thank all of you for tuning in to our wonderful exclusive coverage here with Dell at CES 2026. My name is Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.